Good evening and welcome. Karen Evans first in the house. Frank Casey, Peter Piper, Abigail Friend, and Tracy Dodds. There you go. Nice to see you, everybody. Or hear you, or yeah, I can see you. I can see that you're in the house with your little names there. Right. 9 people in the house. Obviously, there's something on television far more interesting than listening to me. So I'm off to watch telly. That's funny. We had 9, and we had 7. Did I say something to upset people already? So, what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about. Oh, they're coming in now. They're coming in now. I just wondered if anybody had been doing their own work because I shared Ivan Balabanov's latest Training Without Conflict. Training Without Conflict. Now, we had a couple of comments from people who watched it. I know that a few of you on here have seen it. For you people who haven't seen it, you've missed such a bit of education. Unbelievable amount of education. And you'd think, wouldn't you, that if you could find the most stupid person in England, no recall because of back injury, yeah, unbelievable, Chris, wasn't it? If you could find the most stupid person in England, you'd interview them, wouldn't you? What are they trying to achieve? Because let's be honest, this woman had gone to a number of so-called positive force-free trainers. She's been completely brainwashed, and it was 2.5, nearly 3 hours of absolute psychobabble shite from her. And every question that Ivan gave to her, dang, did I miss it? Not really. You can watch it. It's on Training Without Conflict. Ivan Balabanov. And at the end of the day, he does his sit-downs with people. And he must have searched the country for the most stupid woman that you could imagine. And why would you interview her for 3 hours? Why would you not stop after about 10 minutes and go, listen, you ain't got a clue. I mean, if that's what purely positive and this so-called treat training mob have got, does anyone know where I can go get a recall field? Yeah, exactly. I've never heard such crap in my life. I'm going to play a little bit of it for you. Just the beginning. I'll put the first 3 minutes on. If for anybody who's half interested, just listen to this.
And then many of the people that follow will follow with you who have no idea how an electric collar works, but will follow you and use one. We're both in the same boat there, aren't we?
No, we are not. I know exactly how it works.
No, but somebody who comes to see you will not. Do you understand? I mean, I don't know how it works on the muscles and how it triggers the fight-flight system and releases the chemicals, and I don't know enough about that. But I know people who do, and I know it's very complicated.
It's not complicated. And it like the majority of people that are signing those petitions are people like you that have a very good heart and very good place and trying to do the best for the dogs. And hats off to that. But you don't have the knowledge to have a say. You should not be signing a petition to ban electric cars when you have no knowledge about it.
But the knowledge I have is relevant.
Okay, you just said that you don't, and now the knowledge that you have is relevant, so you're contradicting yourself in less than 30 seconds.
I mean, you will do what you want to do, won't you? I mean, nothing will stop you because you have your skills, you have your knowledge. You will.
But that's not the truth. You, and when I'm saying you, it's not you directly, but your ideology, your tribe.
If shock collars were so good, why don't we put them on tigers?
Why would you put it on tigers?
Down, boy.
Why don't you put it on a tiger to get
like,
tiger
where do you go right now? Like, you So you're giving up. You cannot answer why should you not let me use.
And
we are going to tigers.
Absolutely unbelievable. I listened to it all the way through and I thought, you're arguing, you're disgusting. And he kept really calm. I'll give him that, because I would have sold her off a long time ago. I'd have said, you're out in the clouds, you're in cuckoo land. You're unbelievable. You're brainwashed. I'm going to need you to calm down. Yeah. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. She's arguing with a very experienced, successful professional because she's been brainwashed. Fucking tiger. Yeah, exactly. Why don't we use them on tigers? Because we don't walk the tiger across the freaking field where sheep are. But, you know, at the end of the day, perhaps you can heal the tiger off the lead. Good evening, everyone. Liam Vine. But the reason that I've come into that and I thought I want to talk about it positive only. If that's all they've got to stand up for the positive only, because let's have some decent conversation, because it was absolutely one-sided. Ivan was very calm. He kept asking her questions. She couldn't ask a question. She says she's into gun dog training and she's had other dogs. And she didn't even know what happens when they go in front of you, when they're doing that in front of you. What's it called? Hunting? Quartering? Ivan didn't know what it was, right? Because he's not into gun dog training, right? But she is supposed to be going to gun dog trainers, picking up knowledge and understanding from these so-called positive only people, and she's got a dog that won't come back. It'll run away from her. So it's not that crippled, is it? It will run away from her. But when it sees the pigeons and it sees other dogs, it screams. It's just one spoilt dog that's doing what it wants to do. She's saying the reason it doesn't want to come back is because it's injured, and the adrenaline of running around pushes off the injury because the adrenaline's kicking in. But when you ask the dog to come back, and she comes back, she doesn't like anyone touching her. Yeah, only Mike Tyson walks tigers on the leash. Yeah, exactly. And what I'm saying is, it was 3 hours of wasted time of my life to a certain extent. But the more she opened her gob, the more you realize how stupid she was. Surely, Ivan, you could have had a debate with someone with a little bit more knowledge and understanding, with food-based trainer or something like that, or so-called positive only. I don't think there's no such thing as positive only. Like I keep saying, I've never met a positive only yet trainer, and I've never met a good one. I've never met a good one. And like Ivan says, why aren't this positive only? Because she said we can do it as good, if not better. Positive can do it as good, if not better. Well, why aren't they winning competition? Was it stupidity or ignorance? Ignorance. It's ignorance and stupidity, both. An absolute fruit bat of a woman. I mean, it's worth listening to just for a freaking comedy. It's comedy. It's a comedy of errors. Every question that Ivan gave her was leading her into a corner. She didn't have any way out because there's no way out for them. There aren't any. Exactly, there aren't any. There's no such thing as positive only, and it sells. Still, no positive only videos being shown out there on how to get results. Positive only tiger training. Yeah, Peter, getting good with pigeons now when they walk after the operation. It doesn't freaking go mad at pigeons. So was it seeing the pigeons before as a negative, or I'm in pain, I'm going to bark at the pigeons, scream at the pigeons? I mean, the more you listen to it, the more rubbish it was. The more like you're just making excuses. And I've been to 5 other trainers and they're all excellent and they've wrote books and they've done this and I follow the science. And then he's asking her about the science and she didn't have a clue. She did not have a clue. And I thought, what a great subject to talk about. positive only. Has anybody here gone to a positive only trainer and had success? Has anybody ever found a positive only trainer?
That doesn't lie.
Well, no, a positive only trainer that only uses positive only, because we know plenty of people that have gone to positive so-called trainers and they go, listen, here's an e-card, lend this, but don't tell anyone I've lent it to you. Freaking joke. It's a joke. We've had people come back with prong collars on. The dog pulling got a prong collar on. Is that positive? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, I would love someone to be listening to this. We've got 21 people here at the moment, and it goes on YouTube. It stays on YouTube. I want to get into a debate with someone who's got a good idea about understanding about food-based training, someone with knowledge and understanding, someone who uses more positive than negative, but they admit on the odd occasion they've got to step up and use some negatives. Oh no, but then you're not a positive only trainer. I don't think there is a positive only trainer. You should have asked her on here for a chat. Oh, it would have been absolutely freaking hilarious. She would have got left embarrassed within 15 minutes. Trust me. She would have been gone out of here, because at the end of the day, is that what we've got in England? It made us look like freaking like we're still living under the freaking stones in the Dark Ages. I bet the Americans are all strutting around going, freaking hell, them Brits, they ain't got a freaking clue, man. And she's betraying herself. She's a nurse. She's a nurse. She's not a dog trainer. Why are you bringing a nurse onto a debate? Why don't you bring a dog trainer onto a debate? Perhaps he couldn't find a positive dog trainer that's so-called positive that wants to talk to him, because they haven't got the answers. And so they're all right talking behind a screen and showing Fido having biscuits and cheese and whatever they want to give them, and saying, yeah, but the dog's got to make the choice. You can't force the dog to make the choice. She doesn't have a clue because she's not open-minded. She hasn't opened her mind and watched and learnt. She's spouting off what other people have told her. She's following the science of people like Victoria Stilwell, Zach George. It's absolutely ridiculous. But am I glad to listen to it? Yeah, because I just sat there freaking chuckling. It was, I couldn't go to sleep without listening to it. Once I got freaking 10, 15 minutes into it, I thought, this woman's a freaking fruit bat. He's literally picked a fruit bat from England. And there's plenty of them, isn't there? There's plenty of them. And the challenge has been for years and years now, come on, debate it with me. But they don't want to, do they? Is it because I speak English? Because sometimes I struggle with Ivan the way he's trying to explain things. But I still think he tried to go around it in a non-overcomplicated way for her and break it down into simple life events. Like, you know, simple things, so she could understand the simplicity of it. Because I think he worked out very quick. She didn't have a fucking clue. He was talking to somebody. It's like talking. It was honestly like talking to a 6-year-old child. You get more conversation, sensible conversation from a 6-year-old child. Have you ever been told off? Have you ever felt a little bit like, I'm not happy because I've been told off? But did it work? Did punishment work? Or do you think that you can go through life without punishment, without corrections, where everything is rosy in the garden? What happens when you go out into the big wide world and you have to cope with the big wide world and someone goes boo to you on the first day you go into work and go, that's not right, what the frickin' hell are you doing? I've been watching a police program where they're swearing at each other and they're talking to each other in a derogative manner. Any other line of employment these days, if that was recorded, what one member of the company was saying to the other, they'd be fired instantly with some of the shit that comes out of the mouth of some of these police in police cars. Belittling, bullying, sexist. I mean, to the point that I just think, frickin' hell, and you're policing us? Why not challenge them to field test, there would be no challenge, Alistair. It would be all over. Positively trained dogs versus properly trained dogs. But they wouldn't accept. Of course they wouldn't. And the difference is as well, Alistair, is if I gave somebody a dog who knew how to handle a dog, knew the commands, because technically most commands are international dog language, you know, one blast for stop, recall, turn, get out. You know, that most people, I could go and work somebody's dog for them within 10 minutes of having 10 minutes experiment with a dog and watching the handler work their dog. I could then take that dog and work their dog. So just imagine that we had 5 trainers like me who use discipline, who talk about discipline, but also use gameplay, and we mix the dogs up. I guarantee you couldn't point out which one's had discipline compared to which one hasn't had discipline. But I can tell you, I can point out the ones that have been mollycoddled, nurtured, and they can't handle pressure. I could point them out very quickly. Getting eye contact for the wrong reason. All these things are so important and part and parcel of training a dog. And she's going to Ireland, yeah, but you've got the timing. Other people haven't got the timing. That's what our job is. Our job is to educate. Our job is to teach. Our job is to pass on the information that we've built up over years. And I totally believe what Ivan said about what have they achieved? What have they won? I don't know. I don't know what they've won. What you know? Well, how can they prove themselves in the field? You go in the field under competition. I've seen people fall to pieces with nerves. That doesn't mean they're not a good dog trainer. I've seen reasonably good dog trainers who can train reasonably well in the field with me go into competition and become wobbling jellies. Not only do you have to have the confidence when you step into the arena, the gladiatorial arena, to show off your dog. And then she goes, yes, but we don't all want to show off. When I say show off your dog, it's show your skill set, show your knowledge and understanding. And if you're winning on a regular basis, it shows that you train dogs to a good standard. Now, I've not said you have to be a competition person before I'll credit you. No, I can see whether you can train a dog to a good standard. We've got people in our group who are quite capable of doing well in competition if they ran in competition and they could hold their nerves together. And I don't know because I've not been there, not watched them under stress, under pressure, when all the eyes of the gallery are on you.
If they cope with you, they will cope with.
You hear what she said? Who needs anybody negative in your life? You've got her in the background. Did you hear what she said? If they can cope with me, they can cope with us with anything in a test. Could somebody give her a boo, please? No, I want no clapping or freaking ha 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 or kisses. I want a freaking boo. I'm the most tolerant, freaking easygoing guy you've ever seen. Honestly, there's not enough people like me who give it out the way I do, is there really? Let's be honest. Some people like a beasting. Some people actually like a beasting, don't they? And at the end of the day, it toughens you up. It toughens you up if you put somebody under a little bit of pressure. The skill set is knowing how much pressure to put them under. And the skill set is exactly the same with a dog. All dogs are different. Some dogs will cope with pressure very easy, and other dogs will fold under pressure if you put them under pressure. The skill is reading the client and reading the dog. So there ain't no book out there. This is how to be a gun dog trainer. Yes, you've got marketing. And this is how to falsely sell yourself on the internet. But let's be honest. Where are the positive only trainers that everybody is following? Because like Ivan said, it started off probably in the 80s. Positive only in the 80s, 90s. You've had plenty of time. Why hasn't somebody won the championship as a positive only trainer? Because there isn't one. There isn't a positive only trainer. Even the softest of dogs need correction on the odd occasion. It's knowing how to give that correction. And if you don't teach it, it's a dying art. It's a dying art. And when I say it's a dying art, because people are being bullied into thinking that if you talk about that subject, you'll lose customers. Grow a set of bollocks. You don't want them sort of customers who only want positive phone, because there's no such thing. They're not going to get nowhere. Imagine you had people coming to you, they only want positive phone. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Well, fuck off then. That's what I'd say. Fuck off. Bye-bye. And at the end of the day, I think to myself, a leash is adverse. It's not positive. Yeah. You ain't winning any competition without using a leash. And you're not positive only. Exactly. Exactly. You're restraining the dog, aren't you? And that's the important thing. That's the important thing. Anybody can buy in a dog that's fully trained and run it in competition. It still doesn't mean you can win it. If you don't know how to handle the dog, that doesn't mean you're automatically going to win the competition just because the dog's trained to a very high standard and you haven't trained it. Where you take your hat off people in the gun dog world, and the gun dog people know who train their own dogs or who have dogs trained for them. Just because you're winning and the whole world doesn't know that who trained your dog for you, you can strut yourself across the internet going, look at this, I got this certificate. Did you? It's your certificate because it was your dog, but who ran it for you? This is the thing. Who trained it for you? Some people can train a dog to a reasonable standard, but they can't run them in competition. So they hand them to the film stars. And the film stars have got advantage over general public because it's a bit clicky. Well, it's very clicky, but I'm trying to be polite. So at the end of the day, you stand a better chance if you give your dog to a film star and say, run my dog for me. It's like saying, I haven't got access to shooting over my dog, so I send my dog away for shooting purposes. Well, someone else is training it. You haven't trained it. If you're sending it away to be schooled under another trainer, that's your choice. I'm not against that. That's your choice. But you're not going to come into my book and I'm going to go, yeah, you're a brilliant trainer, you are, mate. The way that dog freaking worked, beautiful. That's fantastic. No, because someone else has trained it for you. The majority of people in my group are training their own dog. They're having assistance, they're having guidance, but they're training their own dog. And the joy on their faces when they achieve success, this is what it's all about, everyone, isn't it? It's about success. And she come onto that Ivan podcast and she made excuse after excuse after excuse and couldn't answer one of the questions that he put to her. She couldn't answer one of them. She just made a change of direction. She didn't want to say that, oh, yeah, but you can do it with an e-collar, but you've got the time in. Well, it's our job to teach people and educate people what these tools can do positively and what they can do negatively as well. If used wrong, they're not a good tool. But hang on, if food is used wrong, it's not a good tool. If everything is gameplay and you create a monster, but you can't control it, a freaking lunatic, high-driven dog, but you can't control it, that ain't no good. Because you've got to have balance. I had a lab pup in the last week, spent all season preventing it from... I had a lab pup in the last week. Sorry, Sue?
Session. Mental session. Not season. Session.
Well, hang on. All session.
He spent all session. The lesson, the session.
Oh, he spent all the session preventing it from spitting the dummy out. It was for food. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought he said he had a lab pup and all season he was preventing it from spitting out the dummy for food. I thought for a second he was throwing food at it. You went through some freaking cheese, didn't you? So Turpin Green Gundogs Plus, where are you from? I don't know if I've seen you before. Not sure, mate. But just tell us. Interesting. Yeah, we see it. We see dogs that have been, and I'm not against. This is the problem, isn't it? Always against women trainers. No, I'm not. I'm against idiots. But I'm against the idiot men trainers as well. We talk about it in the group, don't we? About people, we put up stuff and just talk about it. It's unbelievable the shite out there on the internet, isn't it? And if you name them publicly out on the internet, you'd be freaking hated by 80% of people on the internet, because so many people are so gullible. I see likes for a 2-minute video where they're telling you absolutely nothing, and people are going, like it, like it, like it. I see someone bending down and stroking the dog and being nice to the dog, and then I watched a video last year where he's kicking the shit out of a dog, and I hang on, you've changed. Oh, you freaking changed. Have you gone positive, Lee? He saw the light. We're against stupid trains. Yeah, exactly, Steve. And we talk about it openly in our group. And we talk about it in the group because it's an open forum for people to discuss things without fear of reprisal. Reprisal from freaking sad individuals who want to put up videos on the internet, but they don't want to be criticized. They just want likes. They only want likes. They only want thumbs up. Everybody wants to be liked, surely. But to be obsessional to the point that you're only putting up videos to mislead people what the real world's like. I would love to see one video where he talks openly about having to give a correction because the dog needed correction at the right time, and this is what I did. Oh no. Why? Because he got backlash when he put one up by mistake. Exactly. And please don't share my videos. Please don't share my videos. If I put videos up on the internet, there's a share button, isn't there? Don't put videos on the internet that you don't want people to share. All I'm asking you to do not edit my videos. Put the video up in its entirety if you want to talk about me. Put it up in its entirety. But don't edit the videos because you're misleading people. So that's the whole point. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to force us and like cattle into a pen of anybody who uses discipline shouldn't be breeding. You can turn the share button off. There you go. Can you? Can you, Harry? You want to share it? Share the whole video. Exactly, Karen. That's the whole point. That's what I've always said. Everything I put up on the internet, I stand by. But you could edit it and go, "No, call that dog training." I'm giving you more information out there than any other gun dog trainer out there. But it's funny, isn't it? Because not everybody has got the obsessional behavior, desire, as what Ivan has got. You've got to be a certain party animal to have that drive and that determination to become world champion and be a world champion on a number of occasions. You need to have that extra drive in you, like some of them sports stars. The practice they put in, the work ethic that they put in is beyond most people's imagination. Unlucky for her, Scotland, she took a clip, made it look like it would be a martian in a dog. Watch the video in the entirety. I was hooked. Thanks again, Tina. Yeah, exactly. And that was the problem, wasn't it? That's the problem. I've been watching a program about a dating site about married couples. I can go in on this date. People saying I'm married, but I want an affair, and then they had a leak. They had a hack, and they got leaked, and all these people were exposed. And there was a couple on there, really had a real massive following on YouTube, like their lifestyle and their loving family and their 2 kids, and he loved her, and they're walking hand in hand, and all this and all this. And behind the back, and she didn't know about this, he was having an affair after an affair after affair on this site, this dating site. And then the hackers got hold of it, and they exposed loads of people. So he had to expose himself to his wife, not drop his pants, but actually confess to his wife that I have signed up for it 3 years ago, but I've not been out with anyone, I've not seen anyone, and I've not communicated with anyone. It then turns out a little bit more information come out, and he had to tell the truth that he'd been seeing loads of women, he'd been dating loads of women, he'd been chatting up even her friends and trying to get inside their pants. And I tell you what, the world is freaking mad. I couldn't believe how many millions of people had signed up for it. How many sad, lonely people there are out there who are desperate for a little bit of Flattery. And then it turns out they weren't even talking to real people. They were talking to robots. They were talking to people typing away in an office. So some of it was artificial intelligence, and the site wasn't charging the women to come on there. So you get all the hookers, all the women looking to make money, all the money grabbers, all the, looking for a rich daddy, knowing that they can have an affair with them and then get stuff sent to them, and they can get stuff bought for them. How fickle people are sometimes, isn't it? But it was massive. It was millions of people were involved in it. So it wasn't like there was a few thousand strange people out there. There's millions of people surfing up and down the internet looking for the spice of life. Now, come on, let's have confession time. We've only got 21 people in here. How many people do that? What's that called? Hang on, Kieran, I'll send it to you. I'll send the link. So, who would be, and I mean, not be funny, you get a lot of people on these dating sites, don't they? And they pretend that they're not married, and they generally are married. And it just causes more shit, doesn't it? When the other person finds out they are married, or, there's a lot of lying going on with profiles. But on this dating site, for married, it was married couples, people who want extra in their life, a little bit more. They're not getting enough, and they want a bit of spice of life. You have to put all your kinks and all your freaking the things you enjoyed. Well, that was all released as well. Imagine that, eh? I'm into rubber. I'm into leather. Raise leather leads, eh? We're going bonking. Hey, Gary Wilkes, we're going bonking. We're going dogging tonight. I'm into dogging, bonking. I'm into leather. Frickin' hell, I'm into dogging. Is anybody else into dogging here? Please, Piper, stop it. So you thought that I'm just a freaking arsewipe that who just talks about sex. It just comes out of my mouth and spews it out of my mouth. I'm quite freaking normal compared to everybody else on the internet, you dirty bastards. You're a bunch of dirty bastards, and none of you answered me. None of you. They've all gone red-faced, and they're fucking just in the television. They turn the fucking computer down. In case the wife's in the background, girlfriend, boyfriend, auntie, uncle, I don't know what into. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, what you see on the screen, and this couple had built up such a following, they were making a living out of just betraying their lives. Like, you see that, is it van woman or something, and she travel van people, and they travel all over the world in their van, and they log it, they film it, they post it. People who want to go into van life follow it, don't they? Or into fishing, or into gun dogs. But are you seeing the real person? You don't know, do you? You can't. Trust me. What you see here is what you get. A freaking idiot. Simple.
I think they know that, too.
Cheeky bastard. So I was celebrating today. I was celebrating. Sue said, I said 3 years. Sue said 4. For 4 years, they've been building freaking houses on the back. They had COVID when they first started, so they have to stop for 12 months. And they've been building. Then it's had to stop because they got ripped off and the price of everything went up. And then they stopped again. Then they started again. And then all of a sudden, today, they started fucking putting a fence up. So I couldn't see a building site through my windows. And I've looked at a building site where I used to train those dogs, and you've seen the videos, and the joy that we all had. We're just going out the back of the yard into the field and training in a lovely, I forget how many acres it is now, but anyway, it was lovely. And I'm not been depressed, but every time I look out the window, I think, fuck it, I miss that. I miss that field right at the back door. Just open the back door, out you go. Train dogs, train people. I got to get them in the car. I got to take them out. And at the end of the day, I'm a gun dog trainer, but I don't own a farm. I don't own a shoot. I haven't got that facility, but I've got knowledge, understanding. I can take you to places where I can train with you. I can give you the facilities that you need because I've made the contacts over the years. But there's nothing better than when a dog is just struggling, generally struggling, you can take them out of the backfield where no one could see us, and we could train dogs like I was. Sell up and come to Wigan. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful at Wigan. I love Wigan. That's where we used to go. Northern Soul in the 70s. Northern Soul. Oh, we said that before. So anyway, what I was saying is they've now put a fence up today, and I'm jumping around for joy as if like a freaking like I got my security back. I don't have to look onto a freaking dump. No, the dump's out the back here. Freak. I listen. When I come up to Athens, I know the Midlands and I know part of the country. I know there's some beautiful places and I know there's some shit places. And no matter where you go, you know, in Derby there's some beautiful countryside, but you have to travel out of Derby about 8 miles, and then you start seeing good countryside. If you go to Birmingham, Leicester, you struggle a little bit because it's just become so populated. Life's changing, but I want my own security. I want my own privacy around my yard. I haven't got the field at the back now, but at least I've got a freaking great big fence where I can just stick my finger up and say, fuck off to everybody else who wants to be nosy. That's lovely. I've been waiting for that. Not that I don't like people, but I just don't like idiots. So there's a lock on my gate, and unless I unlock it, you're not coming in. If you do, you've got problems. Simples, right? I like to keep myself to myself. I like to interact with my customers, the people who support me, and I don't want to I don't want to be dealing with freaking planks. I'm just too old now. I didn't mind doing it 20 years ago, arguing with planks, but I don't want to argue with them. I've learned over the period of time, you can't educate pork. Right? Simple. So I know I'm outspoken. I know I talk shite all the time, don't I, everyone? Come on, just give me a yes. Come on, just give me a yes. I don't mind. I'm not going to fall over crying. You bastards, you better not. I listen to what I want to listen to, and if I agree with it, I don't care if that person is popular or not popular. I will say I agree with it. I watched Richie Sunak standing outside Downing Street today, deciding that he wants to have an early election after telling us there's no way he's going to have an early election, right? And it pissing down rain on top of him. And I thought, good on you, Sunak, you arsewipe. Because I don't like the bloke. I've never liked the bloke. He's a pompous snob. And at the end of the day, he doesn't come from the background I come from. He doesn't live in reality. And at the end of the day, I don't think Labour's going to do any better. I don't think Labour's going to do any better. But I'd love to. I think I'm going to go and vote for the Green Party because their ideas are unbelievably good. They can say what they fucking want because they're not getting in. But they can say what they want and what they'd like to do, but their ideas are unbelievably good. Right? And I watched the program. I don't know if any of you like this. I'm voting positive only. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if anyone likes this. Is it Bridgerton? Who likes Bridgerton? The new series Bridgerton has come out. Does anybody like Bridgerton? I was born in the wrong freaking era. I was born in the wrong era. I should have freaking been Lords and Gentry. That's what I should have been. Hey, that's what I should have been. Is anybody here tonight? Is anybody answering me or not? I'm just freaking talking to myself. Did anyone like Bridgerton? Started it last night. Well, Karen started it. Do you know, Karen, when you've been on these big estates and you've been working with these lords and ladies and gentry, and you start talking like them after a while. And hello, Christopher. Hello, Andrew. How are you doing? Hello, Claire. How are you doing? Isn't it wonderful here today? We've had a jolly bloody time. Oh yes, spiffing. And you just start talking like them after a while because you believe you're hanging around with them people, and then you're going, has anybody seen my fucking chauffeur? I'm fucking pissed after the port and brandy after dinner. I need a lift home. Stop it, Tracy. So Bridgerton, I like Bridgerton, but all of a sudden, is it the latest fashion to find a black friend? I've never seen so many black people in that era. Jolly hockey stick, says Harry. Yes, yes, Harry. I know exactly what you mean, boy. I went to public school. No, private school I went to. I went to private school. You all know where I went. No, me, sir, I speak respectfully, but you can't take the Wigan out. No, this is a problem. You get to Wigan out, lad, can you, lad? I had to stop calling the owners of these estates Duck. All right, Duck. All right, Duck. How you doing, Duck? Oh, you got a nice dress there, Duck. Fuck off, I'm not the Duck. We'll shoot the Duck later. That's what they used to say. And what I'm saying is you change, don't you? So if I go back home, I start talking with a dark accent within 5 minutes, and Sue goes, "You don't talk like that when we're at home in Cornwall." I said, "Yeah, but I can't talk Cornish, can I?" "Where's it to? Who's he? Come by here." Oh, that's Wales. Stop it. I'm getting carried away now. So what I'm saying is I was watching that and I'm thinking, I didn't know there was a black queen on the throne. Can somebody tell me when Bridgerton was supposed to be, when there was a black queen on the throne, and every other person walking around the garden is either Chinese, Indian, or freaking black person? Is it because they have to be PC and they have to throw all sorts of people into the mix? I couldn't believe it. And then it's getting raunchy, isn't it? He's having sex with 2 women. I'm thinking, I missed out there, didn't I? I only had 3. Sorry, I'm so late. You are freaking late. It's too late for you. You can freaking do 10 press ups, you can, pal. Adam Hudson, late to the party. What do you think this is? My brother being head coach at Team GB has 2 different people, Wigan, yeah, and Team GB. Yeah, exactly. You've got to be able to mix it. It's like Adam, isn't it? It's like he can put a posh voice on when he wants to, or he can be as rough as rats, can't he, for people when people who turn up from Wigan. Bit like Jules, isn't it? You got to speak a different language to him. Press ups are fine. I'm star jumping. Stop it! Honestly, it's just only people who know what he's on about. That's good, Adam. That's good. That's what I like. A man with a sense of humour, and that's the whole point, isn't it? So when I watch those Ladies Chatterley's Lover, I freaking love that because she was a bit of totty. She wanted a bit of rough. Honestly, fantastic. Kevin would have got on fine then, wouldn't he? That woodshed. Hey? And they're always skinny, aren't they? The poor are always skinny. I mean, look at me. I'd be like sitting, the king is in his cabin house eating bread and what is it? Bread and what? Bread and honey. Love how you can make light and humour of your situation. Yeah, of course you do. You've got to, don't you? What, you're talking about fucking, who are you talking about? I thought you were talking about me then, Kira. I know he is. You got to. Yeah. So did you see that? Did you see that MP? He got a round of applause today. He got sepsis or something, and everything turned black, and they had to chop his arms and legs off. And oh, here we go. Arms and feet. Only his feet, not his freaking legs. I'm sure I've seen freaking bionic stunts on the freaking guy. Oh, thank you. So that's legs. Does everyone agree with me? Or your feet at the bottom of your legs? Oh, she had to freaking, honestly, in the background. Do you know what she said to me? Oh, you'll be happy now because you can't see out onto the building site and be nosy. She's freaking hard, isn't she? For 4 years, I've been having to look for a shit pit and thinking, hurry up, get that done. Hurry up. I want it fenced in. I want my life back. What do you call a man with no arms and legs? I'm not going there, Adam. I'm not going there. You'll freaking say I'm picking on you in a minute. Bob. No, that's the bloke who falls in the water, who can't swim. I don't know. Come on. Karen, that's not even funny. I said it's not funny, and Sue's laughing in the background, Karen. She has got a sick sense of humour. Come on, we're waiting. I'm on bated breath here. He's come back. Who has? Oh. Well, he hasn't come back here. If If you want to come and have a look on my screen, my sweetheart, it says, Adam Hudson, what do you call a man with no arms and legs? And it says, Karen, anything you want, he can't chase you. I can't see it, Sue. There's nothing here at all. It's still not here, Sue. So I'm being restricted for some of the comments. And I don't understand the joke at all. I don't understand it. Is his name Dick or something? What do you... And I'm going to have to read this again because I tell you. What do you call a man? What do you call a man called Dick who's got no arms and legs? Clever Dick. No. Why? I don't get the joke. Can someone... I'm dyslexic. Can someone help me, please?
What you reading? I can read that.
Susan, would you like to come over here and just check? No, I don't want to jump past the screen. It's honestly like the Phantom of the freaking Opera. She'd come across here and she'd be freaking on her head, hands on her head. I've got to sit here and people look at me and criticize me for the way I look, as I'm looking old, haggard, and well used. And I wonder why I'm well used. She's got me gardening still. She said, have you had the rain we've had today? We've had more rain yesterday in 1.5 hours with thunder and lightning than you could have had for 2 months. Hailstones that was as big as marbles, right? It was unbelievable. And when she comes home, she goes, you might have to water the plants for 20 days now at this rate. Thanks, Lee. Thanks. So it takes me 2 hours to fucking walk around with a hose now and water the flowers. And I've got one of them fire hydrant hoses. She goes, all my flowers are bending over. Now I'm spraying them too directly with a fire hydrant. What's wrong with her? Have you been affected with the water parasite at your end? I've had a big fucking belly ever since one of the clients turned up and he said, oh, I've got terrible stomach. I thought, I'm going to shit yourself here. And he said, no, I'm not that. He said, but I'm feeling terrible. I'm cramps. So I've got lots of cramps. I've had nothing but cramps in my stomach since. I wonder if he had something. I wonder if he brought something here. Anyway, I'm filling up my glass. I'm filling up my glass because I don't know what to talk about next. Has anybody got any subjects they'd like to talk about? That's 47 minutes. I've just been waffling. I could have done with someone coming on here tonight, like that woman from freaking Positive Only Gang, and tells us what she's learned in the period of time she had a freaking dog with the Positive Only side. I tell you, I've never heard such crap in my life. Has anybody here been to a Positive Only so-called trainer and had success? But be totally honest with me. There's only 22 people in here at the moment. We had 40. They've all fucked off. I understand why. There's far more interesting things on TV. Is there anybody talking to me? Yes, I have, but not success. Well, Karen, what happened? What happened? Did he feed you? Obviously not. When I first ever started, I had the best dog in the class before it started. That's about right, isn't it? If you think about it, that is about right. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? But wouldn't it be wonderful if we did a fly on the wall documentary and we actually went into a Positive Only class and filmed it? It was a puppy class. Sit. There's a love out here. I can see what the screen says. Sit for biscuits. Cost me 50 quid. What biscuits? Or the lesson? Did the lesson cost you 50 quid or the biscuits? How long ago was it? How long ago was it 50 quid? Imagine having 20 people in a class and you're charging 50 quid each. Yes, some bloke that owns Corleone Gundogs, it was a very positive day. Yeah, it was a positive day, Stevie. That's the way, isn't it? We can make it positive, can't we? If you get success. I train positive. Yeah, if you get success, it's fucking positive. 8 years ago, and there was a group of 10 of us, and it was 45 minutes. Just imagine the money that they got coming in. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's just a rip-off, isn't it? Complete and utter rip-off, isn't it, eh? Do you know they do? Have you noticed on the internet? There's this group of women trainers, women only trainers, ladies on pegs. I don't know what it's fucking called anyway. Just imagine. Do you reckon that as a money spinner? Yeah, please stop chasing the sheep. Exactly. As a money spinner, do you think I could advertise idiots only? I could be inundated. Imagine that, idiots only.
There wouldn't be enough days in the week.
Yeah, we could fill that field if we got 3-4 acre field. We could fill it, couldn't we? Idiots only. You know, no qualifications needed. No qualifications needed. Honestly, I come up with some great ideas, and I might do a spoof video on that. Idiots only. You know. Could you call your dog Johnny? No. Could you call it Harry? No, don't call it. Can you call it to you? I've seen it all. Classes booked months in advance for all dogs. Spaniel training day, Rottweiler training day. Kieran, the problem is I'm not very business minded. I'm just in the wrong fucking game, aren't I? Because I like getting success. I like people who are keen. I like people who want to put the work in, and I like results. I haven't got the heart to keep having someone come back and going, keep coming. Don't you bring your money? As long as you bring your money. And that's the problem, isn't it? It's all about marketing and bluffing the uneducated. I totally agree with you. And that is the problem. But as soon as you talk about it on the wide world web, like I am at the moment, you're going to get your haters because they go, he thinks he's better than others. He thinks he's above other people. No. I believe that people should be totally honest and open of what they do. And if you don't like that training method, then you have every right not to go there. And you have every right to say, I've looked at it, watched it, and it's not for me. But we've had, like Karen said, we've had people come into us because of the negativity that people have been spreading, and they're just looking for a car crash. And then when they come in, they go, this isn't a car crash. This guy actually knows what he's talking about, but he's the one talking about it, where others aren't. Others are glossing over it. There's a very well-known trainer that I get on very well with. I'm not going to name him, but he said one of his mottos is "art as hard as most trainers." How do you know? How do you know what most trainers do if you've not trained with them? Now, if you're a trialing person like this person used to be, and you're making statements like that, perhaps you've been training with trialing people who are hard, overly hard, too hard. Because I'm one for saying, hang on, back off. Don't be so direct. Don't be so forceful. And I've said this before. A lot of police officers retire at 50. Well, they don't think they do now, do they? But they used to. They used to get a nice big fat pension. And all they want to do is look for some pin money. So they used to, all of a sudden, they used to call themselves dog trainers. I've become a dog trainer overnight. And there was genuine guys out there, but there's also some guys who've worked out that it's easy because they are used to sort of dominating, that they can dominate the dog, and they've got the gift of the gab to tell the story that they want to tell the client. And I've watched some of them, and some of them, they haven't got a clue. They have not got a clue, but they just waffling, and you can see right through it, because if you've got knowledge and understanding, you can see when someone's got true knowledge and true understanding. And I'm not condemning everybody who thinks I want to start a second hobby or a second job in life and I retired at 50. But there ain't many of us, is there, who could retire at 50? A lot of us have got to go on and continue working till we drop dead. Right? And I'm fortunate enough to do something that I really like. I really enjoy. So I look at it as, it is a job. And it's not a hobby, it's a profession, but I thoroughly enjoy what I do. And I'm so lucky to have a following that support me and pay me to do the job that I do. Because without that, I could drive in one of those Tesco's fucking vans everywhere, and you wouldn't meet me down down a country lane. Because with my dyslexia and having to use sat nav, I could end up anywhere. Imagine me delivering you freaking groceries. Right? You didn't answer the freaking door fast enough. I can give you a bollocking. Anyway, on that note, we got 5 minutes left. There must be someone in here. There must be someone in here like to ask a sensible freaking question. I want to challenge somebody to come on and do a live feed for a freaking hour when no one asked a freaking question. We've heard all your shit. That's what they say, so we don't need to hear more of your shit. We just want to see you fucking bomb out on the freaking internet. I sat down the other day and I thought to myself, can I keep carrying on talking shit on the internet? I thought, well, you've not worried about it in the past. You're still freaking coming up every Wednesday. Coming up for air every Wednesday, thinking, oh no, not Wednesday again. What am I going to talk about tonight? Well, I think we need some more guests on, don't we? Instead of me just talking non-stop babble. What do you reckon, everyone? Come on. Is there anybody there still? Yeah, you've got 21 people. They haven't all left soon. They are quiet, isn't it? I think we got a problem on the internet. I don't think it's working. I think we're being restricted to the messages. I couldn't even see that one, that the joke that Adam came through. It's still not there. It's still not come up on my thing. I reckon somebody moderated him. Hello? Cornwall calling Earth. Is anybody there? Is anybody there, or have you all left? They've all left the auditorium, Sue. They switched down the sound. They just want to look at me moving my lips. There's no one there. You've been monitored, Sue. Oh, Paul Smith is still here. I thought it was War of the Worlds then. Okay. Houston. Houston. London's gone. I thought we'd been wiped out. I thought it was War of the Worlds. Portsmouth is still here. Thank God for that. Thank God for that, Harry. Frickin' thank God there's 2 of you still here. After freaking 21. The rest of them can't type. They're pissed. Anyway, should we call it a freaking day today? Are you all freaking bored or something? Have I said something to annoy you? Come on, I must have said something to fucking upset you, know? Oh, come on. How you getting on with your pup, Harry? Hello? So, okay, let's ask the question. Did anybody watch the boxing? Did anyone watch the boxing? Has anybody heard of Tyson Fury's father since the boxing? Has anybody heard anything from Tyson Fury's father since the boxing? Where's he gone? Yeah, great mate. Love him. Who's he on about? Steve or freaking? Oh, the pop, yeah. No, Tim Weston said he's not heard from freaking. There's 3 people on here.
Somebody found it up.
What's his name? Settle.
Settled lovely. Thanks, mate.
He doesn't say he settled lovely. You're making up words now. It said settle lovely. Thanks, mate. I thought the dog was called Settle. So what have you named him, Harry? What have you named the dog?
Nettle.
Sorry? She's freaking trying to do comedy in the freaking background. She said you named it Nettle. But you couldn't spell Nettle, so you put Settle. Harry, she thinks you're that thick. Honestly, she's a cheeky cow, isn't she? Harry, she thinks you called it Nettle, but you can't spell. You need to hear Frank Warren. Yeah, I heard that. I heard it, Harry. It was fucking good, wasn't it? It was right, wasn't it? Frank Warren was right, because Tyson Fury is bipolar. I'm not fucking all there, but I don't know which fucking form of disability I've got. What? It's called
Blue.
freaking hell, Harry. What the freaking hell? I can't even spell it.
He said that on Sunday. It's called Blue.
It's called Blue.
Blue.
I thought you said it's called Blue, as in Jungle Book.
That's below.
I thought that was Bruro. That was Bruro. It was brilliant. Yeah, it was Radio Gold, Harry. It was. It was really good, wasn't it? He didn't take no message, did he? He come back, and I give him credit for it. I give him credit for it, Harry, because at the end of the day, he was sticking up for Tyson, and he was saying, if he don't want to fight again, he don't have to fight again. That's up to him, and that's nice, isn't it? He's made enough money from money. Let's be honest. Bo, but spelled Brew. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Harry. Why don't you just call it Bo? Brew. Brew.
He's being posh.
Yeah. I'd call it Bo Derek. Bo Derek. But that's not the same Bo, is it? You have to back your man. Yeah, exactly, Harry. Yeah. And do you know what? I think that it's a major come down for him, isn't it? And if he is, like, over the years, he's been suicidal and bipolar, and that's a major fucking like shock to you, isn't it? To get a bashing after you've been so successful, undisputed, unbeaten, and to get that humiliation. And you've got to say, part of it is caused by himself for being too cocky and too brash, but that's his nature, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I think you should have called him, Harry. Fenton. Yeah. I think that woman's dog that Ivan Balamalf was talking with that woman, I think her dog should have been called Fenton. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, on that note, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. I've thoroughly enjoyed this evening. You've all spoke to me and asked me fucking questions. It's been entertaining. It's been enlightening. Do you know what? All you have to do is next week, the first comment that comes out of my mouth, we'll do a bit of a survey, and if you don't like what comes out of my mouth, you just write shit. Right? Shit comes out of your mouth, right? And if you like it, bollocks, right? And so people coming on here and who's new will be going, fucking hell, there's a lot of shit and bollocks happening on here tonight, isn't there? Because we upset someone the other week, didn't we, when they said bollocks? They thought everyone was fucking like, your chat was crap. Have a good week, and thanks for tuning in. And I've done my best. I've done my freaking best. But perhaps I'll have Harry on next week to talk about his bow. Brew. It's fucking, it is brew, in it? Cup of tea in it, and a bit of brew. A bit of brew. Can you put the brew on? No, it's the bow. Can you put the bow on? Call him Arrow if he runs fast. Thank you, Tracy. Someone's got it freaking right. Bollocks and good night. Thank God for Tracy. Good night, everyone. Chris Upton and Susie Two Shoes in the background signing off. This is nothing like Crouches, is it? Freaking live feed. They get thousands and thousands of people. We get 3. Good night, all. We get 3.